Well, it seems that we are willing to use our smartphones for just about everything except to pay for
That's
things.
right. That is sort of the final frontier. Allison Morris joins us now to explain why mobile payments have yet to catch on. It is interesting. We do everything else on our phones around the clock.
Yeah, they're catching on, but they're catching on slowly. You know, guys, when Apple announced Apple Pay last fall, people were really stoked. And like most Apple products, they expected it to become the hot thing that everyone had to have and use right away. But the technology hasn't exactly caught on that quickly, which begs the question, are mobile payments really going to be the next big thing?
I think people were expecting it to become this giant service from Apple almost overnight, and that's something that's not going to happen.
So what's going on with mobile payments like Apple Pay, Google Wallet, and the new Samsung Pay expected in the U.S. next month?
Right now, Apple is pretty much the dominant player in the mobile payment space. They have over 1 million credit cards linked to Apple Pay, and I assume that number is growing, and it's available to hundreds of thousands of retailers around the world. Companies like Macy's, McDonald's, Whole Foods, Nike, Apple stores, Foot Locker.
Having 1 million plus cards linked to Apple Pay may sound like a lot, but according to creditcards.com, there were more than 500 million Visas, MasterCards, and Amex in use in the U.S. last year. Right now, the mobile payment players have cornered just a fraction of that market.
Apple Pay's biggest mountain to climb is getting it to be used in more places. It is taking off, but it's taking off slowly, and part of the problem is that you just can't use it everywhere.
It's also a big change in people's spending habits.
You're talking about people's payments and financial history, so it's something that there's always going to be a little bit of hesitancy on the consumer standpoint. As they become comfortable with using the technology, they talk to their friends and family, they see how it works in the stores, and then they become more comfortable with it.
From a security standpoint, switching from plastic to mobile payments may be a smart move.
Apple Pay is a really safe and simple, secure way of paying for things at the store. When you actually use Apple Pay, it creates a one-time authorization number that only the retailer and Apple see.
Even if a hacker does get that information and use your card fraudulently, it's still covered the same way that if somebody uses your plastic cards.